In the comment section below, I want you to be brutally honest. How did you rate that January transfer window? Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about everything that went wrong in the window. Right then, I want to get things clear. The lads who went out on loan, I think it's a great move for them. I'd rather them be playing first team football than under 21 football. The Scottish League for the lads that went to Hibs, I think, although the quality might not be the best, it's a hard physical league. It'll toughen them up, ready for when they come back next season. It's all about the development of these young players, and a loan spell is inevitable. They do need to get out on loan and get experience if they're not being used in the first team. Now the signings who we brought in, I'm happy about them as well. Yes, two of them haven't got any experience in this league. But what their fans say about the two, that is Leo and Romain. Them two players are highly thought on. So, more so Romain than Leo, but they're still highly thought on. Now, Styles, he's got plenty of game time in the Championship. And although it kills Barnsley supporters to say it, he is a good player. So I am happy about them players coming in. Now then, I'll go into a little bit more detail regarding the players' ins and outs. But what my problem is the fact that we didn't bring in a defensive midfielder or a recognised striker. Now then, Kiefer Moore, I wanted him to come to the club. I did. Until I found out how much Ipswich are going to be paying for him. 20 to 30 grand a week. Now, I didn't care what anybody says. He's not worth that. Not when we could have got Amad Diallo for 14 if that move was available. This transfer window, it was underwhelming for me because of all the players we were linked with. We were linked with Moore, we were linked with Amad Diallo, we were linked with Mvia. I know Amad Diallo really was never coming. There was just silly things on social media, like when he accidentally liked that post and all of us thought, there's a chance. He wasn't getting played against Newport County. He didn't get played at all last night. So I was thinking to myself, there's a chance. But when he liked that post, nah, that was it. I knew he weren't coming. Now with Mvia and Moore, I'm gutted they didn't come in because the club held talks with the two of them. Apparently, that's what people say. The club held talks with them. Now, why could we not make that move happen? And them are the two positions we would desperately need to fill. We're 7th in the league at the minute, and I think it would have been perfect for them two players to come in, especially come the back end of the season, and even just to pass on knowledge to these young players as well, because these are some very young players. Some of them haven't even done a full season yet in the Championship, so the experience what MV could have passed down to that midfield would have been crucial. It would have been perfect for them. But listen, it is what it is. They haven't brought in the players who I expected them to bring in regarding a striker position. Numerous seasons have gone by now and we still haven't rectified that position with an experienced striker. They're not gone down the route of an experienced. They'd rather just get the young ones in, give them plenty of minutes, and they will come good eventually. Because that is the model, really, isn't it? It's a 3 to 5 year plan. It's not for the here and now, but we're that close. We're that close, and I feel as if it's just dipped the toe in and brought in a couple of players. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. It really would have. We've got the hallmarks of a really good team, minus 1 or 2 positions what did need filling, and we didn't go out there and rectify it. Basically, we're still short in the striker position in my eyes. Stephen, on the other hand, he tends to believe that we will get goals out of these lads. Well, the only reason I tend to disagree with them is simply because we've had 2 goals from 4 of them since they came to the club, and we're now in February. So that's why I have my doubts. That's all really. But if we change the way we're playing from now to the rest of the season like we did against Stoke, I have no doubt we'll see more goals from the strikers, because that was much better football than what we have been recently witnessing under Bill. Now then, the lads that went out, like I said, I thought it was great that they went out and they're going to get loan spells. Minus Mienda, I would have switched in with Hamia, because even Bill said that he feels that Mienda is further on in his development than Hamia. He said something along them lines, right? I didn't hold us to his exact words, but it was something along them lines. Now then, the lads that went out, Nectar Triantis and Mienda went to Hibs, which is really good move for the two of them. Now then, Trianta's, he'll do well there. He's under the same manager he was at his previous club, the Mariners. So I have no doubt he'll crack on there. He's a good player. I watched him in the under-21s. I watched him against Melbourne City, and he looked good. He brought the ball out the back. He was good at clearing his lines. He was physical. Obviously, his height helps. But I think he'll do well. Same with Mienda. He's physical. He's got plenty of pace, Hibs supporters. So he's got two good players in there. That's for sure. Now then, Jack Diamond went to Carlisle. That's a good move for him. He was doing well on, what was it, Leyton Orient? He was doing well there until, you know, what happened. Now he's at Carlisle. Hopefully he can crack on. Bennett, I wish he move was made, see it in League One rather than all the way out in Greece. It's going to be hard to keep an eye on him, try to find their games. But nonetheless, it's still a good move. He's getting plenty of minutes. Pritchard, that was a forced move. We didn't have a say in the matter. Well, if they offered him 2 years, then maybe he would have stayed. But he down tools and he wanted to be away, so whatever. And who else was the other one? Jay Matete went to Oxford. Now this one, I would have preferred Matete to stay. I really would have. Especially if we pick on any injuries in that midfield. Corey Evans, we didn't know how long he's going to be back. They did say the end of January, I think. But, you know, is he going to be the same player? May he pick up another injury? You know, he's had quite a few at Sunderland, the lad. We've missed him and all. I'm not going to lie, we have missed Corey Evans. But I would have liked Matete to stay and give him minutes. But the club have decided to send him out on loan to Oxford. It's a good move for him. They're currently 6th in the league. And, you know, he had an amazing loan spell when he was down in League One with Plymouth, and they wanted to sign him, so it is a good move. Now the lads that came in, you've got Leo. The Leeds supporter says if you can catch him in form, he's a really good player. He prefers to play as centre back, but he does like to play on the left, which that is great. We've covered a good spot there, considering the amount of injuries we've got in that position. We've only got Serkin, who's an out-and-out right left back, an out-and-out left back. Sorry. He's the only one. He's injured. Alicia, left back, can play left back, but as a centre back, he's out injured. Then you've got Huggins, who's a right back, can play left back, he's out injured. So the club done well bringing him in to cover that spot. Now, Romain Mundell. I seen something on TikTok. I'm sure his name is pronounced Mundell. I'm sure that's how he pronounced it. But nonetheless, the Spurs supporters are devastated that he left to go to Standard Liège. He knocked back a 4-year deal at Tottenham, which just goes to show the lad wants game time. So credit to him for knocking back a contract at Spurs. He must have been homesick or something, because now he's moved at Sunderland only 6 months after signing for Liège. This lad, the Spurs supporters absolutely love him. They wish he got more minutes in the first team. So it speaks volumes if the Spurs supporters think he could have cut it in the first team. He's learnt off, obviously, Son Min-young. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. So it's an exciting player we brought in there. The one right up until the deadline closed was Callum Styles. Now, as much as it might kill Barnsley supporters, Styles is a good player. The DC, he's a good player, but his attitude towards their club was disgusting. He went out on loan to the Championship, and he basically, since he went back, he just doesn't want to be there. And the saying his attitude towards that it's been disgusting. But he's a Championship experienced player, and he does look good. I think this is Pritchard's replacement. I did say this weeks ago when we were rumoured to be linked with him that this looks like it's going to be Pritchard's replacement. He's 5'6", same as Pritchard. He can play all over the not end. This lad though, he played defensive midfield, attacking midfield, left wing, right wing, left mid, right mid, left back. He's even played. I'm sure he's even played at striker as well. So he can play all over the not end. He's versatile. Is he going to start? Probably not. Not straight away. There's other players ahead of him at the minute, so he's got to work hard to get into the first team. I seen one of his goals. I think it was against Northampton Town, and it was a really good goal. Yes, it was an open goal, but nonetheless, the way he took the kick, it was a good goal. Now then, like I say, it was an underwhelming transfer window for me. I'd done a poll on social media, and I said, how did you rate it? And this was the results up to now. I only put a poll on early. Give it later on, it might change. Poor, decent, good, excellent. 3% of people said it was excellent. 10% said it was good. 39% said it was decent, and 48% said it was poor. So the majority of the fan base think that, I'm seeing the majority of my poll, didn't really get on that, or just what I've seen. The majority of them, of that poll in anyway, said it was a poor window and that we should have had more experience come through the door. You've got to bear in mind that Pritchard was one of our most experienced players, and now he's gone. Luke O'Nien is the most experienced. He's the most experienced in that team at the minute. Last season, we did outstanding with young players, yes, but we still had the likes of Gooch, we still had the likes of Bart, Pritchard, O'Nien. We still had more experience. We had Sims at a time. I know he's not the most experienced, but Stewart, he was playing, what, 13 games, and his goals really did help. So we did have more experience back then. Now it's a test of the mettle for these young lads. See if these can perform. But listen, like I say, the window's shut. There's nothing we can do about it now. We've just got to get behind the lads and support them, and hopefully it can come good. I'm going to Birmingham away. Can't wait. We'll be doing a live stream of the Middlesbrough game, so drop on the chat. Come say hello. It's going to be a laugh, this one. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.